And then we'll keep going. Let us know. So currently it's the off-the-shoulder top, and you can quickly and easily convert a regular pattern for a t-shirt and turn it into an off-the-shoulder top. So we have one here that's dress and a top, and then we have our fashionista modeling one for us. So this is the new fascination, the off-the-shoulder top. Thomas says it's sexy without being vulgar. So I like that. So if you're going to take your commercial pattern, whatever pattern you already have at home that fits you, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the point on the pattern that says ease, and we're going to eliminate that. So I'm going to measure through those points, or you can measure from the armhole first, line the two lines up together, and then find whatever that measurement is and keep that increment the same all the way across, and then we're going to join those lines together. You take that and fold it down. So we just eliminated the shoulder cap. You're going to do the exact same thing on the front, and on the front you want to line up the two lines at the center front together so you make sure it's staying perfectly straight, and then crease it across, and then we eliminated the top. So you will need to know how much fullness you want to incorporate into your top, and you need to measure your shoulder width from shoulder to shoulder all around so you know how wide to make the elastic. Then you want to decide how wide you want your elastic to be, so it's going to be the width of your elastic times 2 plus seam allowance. So if this was the edge of that would fold down my fold line, and then I would fold up my seam allowance and then encase my elastic. Now I did see a top where it wasn't full at all. It only had elastic in the shoulder from armpit to armpit, which was really cute, it's fitted. But this one, if you decide how much fullness you want, take the tape measure and put it around your body and determine how much ease you want on the side of your hips, how loose you want your dress or your top to be. So I increased this 4 inches, so it's a total from the center front 4 inches, and then just measure 4 and 4, and then draw and join the lines together. And if I join these together, and then I line this back up, then I'm going to go back and get my hem off my pattern and my armhole up to that notch line, those dots. Then I can either cut this off, add seam allowance to it, and sew my casing separate onto this. This is with 3 rows of elastic, or the one like Mika have on 1 roll of elastic. So I have to make a separate band for my elastic. So again, my elastic is going to be 2 times. So this I took and folded in half. So if my elastic was 1 inch, I would measure up 1 inch and then had a half an inch seam allowance and cut it out. Now that has to be encompassing my sleeve and my top. My top is folded in half. So this times 2. After I cut this out, I'm going to use this pattern for my front and my back, because the armhole is not really fitting your armhole so close. This would be your front and back pattern. So I would cut 2 of these on the fold. My sleeve, I did the same thing. I lined it up. I decided I wanted 2 inches extra ease in my sleeve. Do the same thing. And then at the side seam of my sleeve, I just squared it straight down. So I just made it straight. So here, also I added the casing for my elastic. So this is the width of my elastic up, and then my seam allowance, whatever your seam allowance is. And then that too. I kept this folded in half, so when I sew it together, like I said, both of these armholes are exactly the same. This would fold over, and my elastic would be encased. But first, I would sew my pieces together. So these all together, you're going to end up with the top lever opening to sew the elastic through. Or you can do a casing like this with 3 strips. Now, if I take the one out, the one elastic out, then I'm going to create like a little ruffle at the top. So it's just many ways to finish your look. Then it's like a little ruffle at the top. So you can do 2 rows of elastic. You can still do 3 with the little, and you can make this smaller Or you can do it like it's on Mika. So it's joined onto the top. They're not separate pattern pieces. So you just can make this longer as long as you want. You can make it into a dress. You decide how long you want it to fall from your waist to get it to the right length you want as a top. You can also take this if I wanted it to swing. If I took this and found my center of my shoulder here and the center of my hem at the bottom, and I joint those two together with a straight line. This one's not long enough, but you all get the gist of it. I could take this if my paper was full of stay. I started here in my center front, and I wanted my top and my armhole to stay fitted, and I came out here to my armhole and stop. Then I can take this and decide how much fullness I want. My 4 inches, look. And I can swing this over here and trace this off, and now my top is full at my bottom but fitted at my top. So it's many ways to do it. You just got to decide which way you want to do it, what kind of look you want, what kind of finish you want. And if I didn't let this swing up and take on this, and I let it come out straight, then it's going to drop down on the side like the handkerchief finish with the little points on the side. Yep, I can make this come and swing down. I can cut 2 of these identical and take one up here and do the high-low, make them blend and meet at the side so it can be up in the front. I can make it longer in the back. So it's just many options you have with this. And I think it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's how you make your off-the-shoulder top.
Yay.
So like a pro.